Removing a toilet is really easy to do. Anybody can do it. You're going to need a couple pliers, like 2 pliers, a couple towels that you don't want anymore, or that you don't care if they get really nasty, and a good flashlight, a little one that clips on your hat. That's my favorite, but any old flashlight will do. That's all you need, and I'll take you through the steps right now. All right, here we go. How to remove a toilet. The first thing you want to do when you remove a toilet is get the water out of it. There is a water shutoff, usually on the left-hand side if you're looking at it, right-hand side if you're sitting on it, and you want to turn that off. You could even turn the water main off. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And then once you've done that, actually I broke the chain off of mine, so we'll show you the guts. Once you've done that, you flush it like you normally would. I gotta go like this. Get all the water out. And we're noticing that it's not refilling at all, which is good. We don't want it to refill. And I'm gonna take out the rest of this water with a shop vac. You can use a cup, you can use a siphon, you know, like a paper cup, and just scoop it out like you're in a boat. And that's the same thing you're gonna wanna do for the toilet. So for the toilet, you can see we got a bunch of water here. That's all gotta go. So let's start getting that out. Okay, just gonna chuck this in there, as gross as that seems. And we'll wash that later. And I'm gonna turn on the vac. And that's that. There's a tiny little bit, maybe in the very, very bottom. But like I said, whether you use a cup or a hose or whatever you use, can you kind of see it? There is going to be a little bit of water remaining in the bottom, and that's really okay. So let's move on to the next part, which is removing the bolts. So the next part we have here is you just take off these little caps. It's usually got that little white thing on there, and there's just a bolt. You can see the edge of it. That's a metal washer. So we'll get the your best bet here would be like a socket. Oops. But again, I'm trying to show that you can do it with any tools available that you have. And this is probably the worst tool to use for this. It's coming off real easy, so that's a good sign. And really, as long as that other one comes off, we're in the home stretch. Okay, now we have to disconnect the water line that comes in. We're going to do this under shot again. You can see it just screws in to the bottom of the bowl, You're going to want to put a towel down underneath here, even though we emptied the whole thing. It's still probably most likely going to leak a little bit. Let me see if I can try to get an angle here and some light. That might be too good a light. You shouldn't have to use a wrench or anything for this, but you might have to. Be careful because it's plastic just like those other pieces, so if you break it, you can always try to unattach it from the other. So that's it. It's that easy. Alright. So that should be basically it. After taking those two bolts out, it should just lift right up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just lift it right up, and I'm going to put it over here. So I'm going to move this shop back real quick and get a little spot for it. I'm going to put some cardboard down just in case it leaks, and an old towel that I don't care about. Okay, I have a piece of cardboard and an old crappy towel that I don't care about anymore over there. We'll get set up and I'll take out that toilet. We have the water supply unhooked. We have the bolts, there's only two, one on each side, undone. So I should be able to just squat down and pick this up. Just like so. And that's that. Hang on. Toilet's out. Really easy. Big scary bits that we'll deal with when we put in the new toilet. And of course, some 20-year-old wallpaper behind the tank. If you ask me of doing the toilet, this is one of the grossest parts, is taking off that wax ring. But I did. And it's done. So, I stuffed a towel down in there that's smaller. Took off most of the wax. Not all of it. And then there's the rest. I just used a stick. I just scraped it with a stick. Gross. So I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, gripes, go ahead and put them in the comments. The next thing I'm going to do is finish taking out this floor, smashing out the rest of this tile, and that tile, and there, and then onto the tub.